concert. And thank you. You didn't inform me that I'm supposed to be a chief guest. But and she also told me yesterday night that I'm supposed to speak a few words. It's always difficult to speak a few words. So, with your excuse, I will speak a lot of words. Basically, yeah, but still, I did not prepare. Just as I was. But just going through the experiences from yesterday when she told me to today morning. I've been seeing, as we were driving down in South Bangalore, we've been seeing all this, Rama cutouts. So many places they are celebrating Rama because he's going to come back to Ayodhya tomorrow. And I had the opportunity of interacting with a lot of people who were also cynical about this whole celebration. I wanted to make the point to answer that. Why are we celebrating this? Why are all of us celebrating this so much? One temple in Ayodhya, why are we all celebrating this so much? Janam Bhumi, okay. But the entire Ramayana happened across India, even up to Sri Lanka. What about all those other temples?
Generations of sacrifices.
This is where it started.
Because Rama was a Dharma Rakshaka and there is so too much of adharma here. So bringing back Rama is a confidence that we have.
So these are all the standard things that we are giving both ourselves and everybody around us. Especially we have such wonderful upcoming artists and youngsters. I want to tell you, any field to establish itself requires an avatar Purusha. Any field. Okay. And we have to go down in reference to the avatar Purushas and celebrate them and the knowledge that they have given in order for that field to improve and for us to benefit by it. Right? So, for example, I'll tell you, how many of you, all of you will know E equals MC squared, right? All of you know who proposed E equals MC squared? Albert Einstein. How many of you know this equation EK equals HV minus 5?
Above our head.
Anybody? Okay. For sure, you know?
Not for sure, I learned it once in 12th grade.
Very good. Hold it. Anybody else? EK equals HV minus 5. So, you all know what happened after E equals MC squared? Recently, there is a movie also. Once Einstein proposed E equals MC squared, within a few years, Oppenheimer came up with the first nuclear bomb, and Hiroshima and Nagasaki were bombed. And not so many people were killed in the entire history of human race as were killed in 14 seconds. Right? That's the power of one equation, E equals MC squared. But the same Albert Einstein had propounded EK equals HV minus pi, which none of us know about. Right? And you know, to come to that equation, he proposed it in 1905. Okay? he proposed this equation EQ equals HV minus phi in 1905. But way back in 1839, nearly 70 years ago, there was Edmund Berkel who was working on the same concept called photovoltaic energy. That is, energy from the sun, solar energy. Light, when it is incident on a surface, it produces electricity. It's a concept. More than 70 years before Einstein, there were scientists who were thinking very seriously about it. And what did they get? They were made fun of. It was called superstition. They said, this is stupidity. Light, then from the skylight I must be able to get energy. Sun is a source of energy. But nobody accepted. And it took more than 70 years to establish this concept of photoelectric effect. After which also, it took more than another 50 years for Bell Labs to come with the first practical photoelectric cell. Okay, why all this? Suryavanshi Rama. So solar energy. Today, after 1955 to another 70 years, okay, most of our energy is coming from thermal energy, which is the most polluting form of energy. Coal energy, coal reserves, or converted to electrical energy, most polluting, right? On the other hand, today we have solar power, which is coming as the best form of renewable energy. And this year, India has come into the top 5 solar energy reliant countries, right? Following China, US, Japan, and Germany. Why this? Clean energy. Today we understand the importance of clean energy. In 1839, when people were making fun of Edmund Berkel, today will you dare to make fun of that concept? No, right? Every field requires these great Siddha Purushas to give us the equations. The equation of photovoltaic is what is EK equals HV minus phi. We need these Siddha Purushas. Okay, what is the relevance today? The concept of Rama Janma, the Ramayana, and the temple, and the celebration is all a concept of our spirituality. Ramayana by itself is a Veda, and Rama himself is a Veda Purusha. द्वे विद्ये वेदितव्ये शब्दम परम चैते शब्द ब्रह्मानि निष्णातः पर ब्रह्मादि सरिच्यते. There are only 2 forms of vidyas. Shabda Brahma, Shabdam. Whatever we hear, we analyze, we are able to take in from the original method. Param, whatever we are able to see. There are only these 2 ways of learning and attaining the Brahman or the ultimate. This knowledge of spirituality can be achieved. We can materialize it for ourselves. We can follow the path of the Jivatma to Paramatma if we follow any of these 2 paths. This path has been propounded, it has been validated, it has been given to us. But as one of Tanya, Gita's daughter, sang, Aradhana dhan payo ji main. So what is the dhan in that? Janam janam ki punji. After so many births, it need not be my personal birth. It can also be so many generations of hard work in bringing about this concept of Rama to all of us. What is the concept of Rama? I'll come back to this. given our own Karnataka Sangeetam. We have anglicized it to Carnatic music. It is Karnataka Sangeetam. Karnataka means traditional. First reference for the division between Hindustani and Karnataka Sangeetam comes in Sangeeta Sudhakara of Haripupala, 13th century, before which we don't have this distinction. But this is Karnataka Sangeetam, traditional music. Our music form was also suffering at the hands of so many invaders. We didn't know. It was all getting it was getting scattered. So what happened? God, Avatar of Krishna and Tyagaraja Swami. What did Tyagaraja Swami and his other school at that time? They condensed it into a kriti format. They condensed it because previously it was all very complex music. Prabandhas and thousands of types of prabandhas. They were very complex. Preliminary, first Purandradasa, then Tyagaraja Swami took it up and made it so easy for all of us to connect and learn. Right? And what does he say? He gives an interpretation of Rama. All of us have our own imagination of Rama, right? So, all the cutouts that I saw has Rama, Kirita, Kodanda. So, any of you, which song does Tyagaraja Swami describe Rama in a new interpretation, which we generally don't associate? Nada Rasa. One of the Nadopasana kritis.
Nada Sudharasam below.
Nada Sudharasam.
Arabi.
Arabi. You know that? So in the Tyagaraja Swami says the Nada Rasa has embodied itself. Narakriti Manasa. Narakriti Manasa. That is, Nada has taken the form of Rama and Kama. Okay? So the entire Ramayana is our Karnataka Sangeetam. And Rama is the Nada Rasa. Okay. I'll come to one more interesting and important aspect. In that song, he mentions each part of Rama, that the Kodanda is the Raga of, equivalent of the Nada. The Raga is the Kodanda, the Dati or the Tala is the arrows. Swaras he refers to as the Ghanta or the bells. Have any of you wondered? You all listen to the song, right? You know this Arabi Kriti? You all heard? No? Okay, homework. All of you, please. Very important for us to know. So he refers to the swaras as Ghanta or the bells in the bow. Now, any of the cutouts, any of the Shila Murtis, do you see bells on the bow? No. Does that mean Nada does not have swaras? Or there is no importance of swaras in Nada? What is the importance of a bell in a bow? What is the importance of bell in a bow? Absolutely no use. Then why has Tyagaraja Swami said swaras, the main basic swaras, or equivalent to the bell on the bow? this is the spirit of exploration that our cultures, our dharma gives, which we should invest our time. Through the swaras, what are the swaras that are being used in a particular raga? What are the gamakas that are being used in a particular raga? How has Tyagaraja Swami used it? How has Muthuswami Dikshit used it? Based on this, we understand the ragas. Based on these explanations, the lyrics of Tyagaraja Swami, we understand our tattvas, philosophies, and even Ramaswarupa. Bells are the most important aspect of a bow because as she's announced, I come from a background of inclusivity. We try to include our special children, we try to include underprivileged children, we try to include everybody into our so-called mainstream education or lifestyle. Even if you're blindfolded, even if the person is blind, even if the person is not able to see, by just touching the bow, you must be able to lift it, position it, shoot to exactly hit the aim. And that is achieved by the bells. Do you all know about a spirit level? A spirit level is a tube of oil with a drop, with a air gap in it. So wherever, if you want to see if the stage is flat, you keep a spirit level on it, and then the air bubble comes to the center, then you understand that it is flat. It's an sound-based spirit level that the bells work as. So the moment you lift the bow, you should know if the bow is exactly vertical. It cannot be, in any angle. You will not be able to shoot right if that's the case. If all the bells have, played and you have no sound, it means you are exactly held it in the vertical position. And anybody can use such a bow. And you can use it at immense speed. Because the sound is your feedback. So much of thought goes. And then the next sentence he says, the raga is a kodana. That means swaras are the basic spirit level that defines the shruti, and based on the shruti is the raga. Right? So much of Karnataka Sangeetam knowledge is dependent in just 2 lines of that. We have to understand that we have to start exploring on all of this. Exploration is the key to our dharma, our knowledge systems. And to do that, how do we do it? By establishing these temples and establishing Tyagaraja Aradhanas. Every house, generally people say it as a complaint. I say it is good. More and more it happens. More and more of us are able to participate. More and more of us are able to think and evolve and improve on our spiritual life. Thank you so much for this patient listening. I hope I have given a very strong message across. And this is very important for our upcoming artists. Please keep the spirit of exploration alive in you. You're doing a great job. Very beautiful presentations. Even the previous artists.